Universities and how they plan to operate this fall. So we'd like to bring in Dr. Michael Drake, the incoming president of the University of California school system, one of the largest in the world, and he is the first black president in the system's 152-year history. We so appreciate your time tonight, Doctor.
Great to be with you.
So you are charged with keeping tens of thousands of students safe. We know that college and high school students across the country, we're seeing them go to parties not wearing masks, and with some of the highest rates of positive tests in the country. How do you plan to keep your campus safe? Not just the students, but by extension, the faculty as well.
Well, I think you mentioned something very important. That is the real importance of wearing masks during this pandemic. It's critical for everyone, both to help transmit and then try to keep oneself from being infected. So wearing a mask is the most important thing that we can do as a country today. So I'd say that's the first thing. The second is the things that you've heard about social distancing are critically important. Hand washing, those things must be done. And we will have to work closely with our students and everyone to make sure they're adhering to these standards. It's a question of what makes good public health sense, but also if people are not able to adhere to these standards, we won't be able to continue with our activities. And so it's going to be critical that everyone do their best to adhere to these standards. Wear a mask. Stay safe.
And you have the unique experience of also being a medical doctor. How do you anticipate that that is going to combine the medical role with the education role as well?
Well, I think of things, the two parts of that equation are things I think of all the time. And so we're really committed to safety as we look at what our activities are going to be in the fall. And it helps me with my medical training and background as I'm discussing these things with public health officials. And it helped us to make our decisions at the Ohio State University before I left, and it's helping us now.
With this economic downturn, the state of California is certainly facing major revenue shortfalls, and your school system could lose hundreds of millions in funding. How concerned are you about that? And are there programs that you're already looking at considering cutting?
Well, the economic fallout from this pandemic is something that all of us feel across the country and around the world. It's quite serious. And again, making ourselves safe is the best way that we can get our economy going again. But we can't get the economy going again until we can make ourselves safe. And those two things are in great tension. We at the university, like everyone, have to mind our budgets. We are trimming every place we can trim while doing everything we can to protect the core mission and to protect the pathway forward for our students during this critical time.
And you've certainly been at the forefront of diversity and inclusion for many years. You've been described as being a black man, how you've been treated and stopped by police many times. What are your plans as far as tackling issues surrounding race on campus?
One of the things that's most important about our campuses is that they're great places for people from different backgrounds to come together and to discuss the most important issues to them as individuals, to our cities and states, and to our nation. And the issues of diversity and inclusion are critically important. They have been for my whole career. We've worked hard at the University of California in the past to have some of the nation's leading programs in diversity and inclusion, and we intend fully to be leaders in this area going forward. But it's hard work for all of us every day to make sure that we work to help right the wrongs that have been a part of this country since its founding.
I want to go back to the beginning with my last question and just revisit the idea of coronavirus. And is there a point where you would say, everybody, we're packing back up and we're just going back to remote virtual learning?
Yeah, I mean, our first priority is to be safe. And so in everything we do, we have to be sure that we can be reasonably safe. And if we were at a place where we felt that it was not safe to continue, then we would alter our behavior until we felt that was the case. We did this in March when we went to virtual education, even before we had cases on campus. So as we look to the fall, if we're not sure that we're in a place where we can manage the health and safety of our community, then we'll change our behavior.
Dr. Michael Drake, we want to thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Very nice to be with you. Take care. Stay safe.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.